you want some free information? Right, have you struggled to make the most out of your gaining phases, your bulks, off seasons, whatever it is? Have you struggled with that in the past and making the most out of them? Then this series is going to be full of tips and things you can do to make the most out of your gaining phase going into next year over the winter, ensuring you have the best physique possible next summer. Right, so episode 1 is all about your starting position. You want to start in a lean position. You do not want to start out of shape. If you start with excess body fat on you, that's just going to limit the amount of time that you spend in a growing phase. I've totally lost where I was now. Anyway, as I said, if you start out of shape, that's just going to limit the amount of time you spend in a growing phase. You need a good 6 to 8 months of being in a surplus to really make the changes that you want to make. So to make the most maximal gains out of the blocks, you need to be insulin sensitive. What this means is insulin is responsible for the transition of glucose in your body, in your bloodstream, into the muscles as glycogen. If there's extra glycogen in the muscles and that whole movement through the body is more efficient, it creates a much better environment for muscles to grow and repair. The ways that you can find out that you're insulin sensitive is 1, you'll definitely be hungry. You'll digest food a lot quicker. After having a high carb meal or a high day, you'll notice there's a lot more veins pop in because of the increased blood flow. You also might see a little drop in the scale weight because the carbohydrates have been utilised the way they're meant to be. If you come out of a diet phase and you slowly introduce carbs, what you'll see is a lot more fullness to your muscle, a massive increase in training performance, and that's where you're going to add the most amount of muscle straight out from a diet phase going into a surplus. And thirdly, you do not want to catapult yourself into a massive surplus straight from the blocks. You want small increases over time. Appetite is a massive tool when it comes to the off season. If you use it all up in one go, you're just going to be force feeding for the whole of this gaining phase. You want to be hungry for as long as possible. That's really going to help you get the food down you need and slowly increase calories, and then get to a point where you're eating a significant amount of food to aid performance. That's the most important thing, aid in performance.